quiet.
You stay quiet.
It's got a good session last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so about Commander Varavon Zumski once more flying out, coming into you across the intergalactic airwaves. I have with me the Wonder from Down Under, being Commander Rakeil, and the Mouth from the South, being Commander GSXR.
Oh.
Say hello, guys. Say hello.
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Oh, good God.
Just like that.
I may have you on in the background because I've got to clean up and get ready. So I just thought I'd just pop on and say Happy New Year to both. Did I get a chance to talk to you again?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, pleasure and privilege as always.
Same to you, mate.
I'll see you next year.
Absolutely.
Right,
see you next year.
You're a cheeky shit.
Okay, so what we are going to do today is we're going to Hutton Orbital. Oh my good lord, why am I going to Hutton Orbital? Well, two reasons really. Number one, we're trying to get to the rank of Rear Admiral, and we have collected quite a few data delivery missions, which should give us some rank. We're about 85% on the way there. We've got about another 15% to go. So I reckon that these should give me what I need. I've got 20 of them all lined up here to get me the rank I need to be Rear Admiral. Why do I want to be Rear Admiral? For the Corvette. So that's the plan. So we're going to take a trip out to Hutton Orbital, and obviously for the mug, isn't that right, Rakeil? It's all about the mug, isn't it?
Oh, clearly.
Clearly it's about the mug. Okay, or maybe I am a mug. Maybe that's more like the truth, if truth be told, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of fitting.
Okay, so another reason, of course, is that Rakeil is probably about 39 minutes away from 2018, all the way down in Oz. Is that right now? 39.
Yeah, I'll be in the future soon.
Absolutely, yeah. We are time traveling as we travel to an orbital, so to speak.
36 minutes.
36 minutes.
Yeah, if my maths isn't letting me down.
You'll have to do the countdown. You know that, don't you?
No, I won't. I'll just be like, oh yeah, it happened like 20 minutes ago.
So fantastic, indeed. So
I'll raise my controller and that'll be it.
yes, yeah. So it should be all fun and games. Okay, here we go. Wow, I've not been in a Cobra Mark III for a while. It's been a while since I've flown along in Cobra Mark III, so... You know when you're used to a cutter and how sluggish it is? Yeah. And you get in a Cobra Mark III and every move of the joystick... Oh, I just almost got hit by a courier. That was fun.
Oh, dude, every time I get out of my jump, it's the same sensation.
Yeah?
Every single time. You get that, oh shit, this thing moves.
Yeah, it's the over-maneuverability. Okay, so what is it you're doing at the moment, Rakeil?
Staring at the mission board, trying to contemplate the meanings of the universe.
Right.
I'm drinking a cup of tea to keep myself alive.
Absolutely, yeah. It's getting late where you are, so that's bags of fun.
No, it's not late. I just had a late night last night, so yeah.
Yes, we've done a bit of partying over the festive period. I hope anybody who's watching's had a beautiful Christmas. I know I have. Rakeil doesn't take too lightly to Christmas, do you really? It's not your thing, is it? It's not your bag. So
I'm the Grinch minus the heart growing 3 sizes.
You're the Grinch. Okay, fantastic. So I think the other thing is I've actually got some cargo on this Mark III, so I might actually buy a few mugs and bring you all back a mug or two. Isn't that a good idea?
It's a shame the stream's not running.
It is running.
No, not that stream.
Oh, the webcam. Yes, the Hutton Orbital webcam. Yes, it's not. It's where did you say it was again?
Oh, they were at Titan's Daughter, I think.
Okay then. Right. Well, that kind of makes sense because that's where a lot of people headed out to do their rescue missions and as such.
Yeah, but we could have had a lot of fun with that.
Yes. I think the run to the orbital is something that fills most people with dread. So quite literally for the next hour and a half, I'm going to watch my ship slowly, progressively, make its way inevitably towards the most far out station. Is Hutton Orbital the most far out station in the game?
I think it's the furthest known.
It's the furthest known. Okay then. So
yeah. As
So,
far as I'm aware.
so that'd be interesting. Yeah. I guess that's all part of the Hutton Orbital legend and mythos behind it. Which brings us smoothly onto the subject of lore, because this is something you're well into, isn't it, Rakeil?
Oh, I dabble.
Yeah, dabbles a bit. Have you read? So just to make this so I'm clear, I understand. Am I right in saying that you have read most of the books, or if not all of the books, that are to do with the elite background?
I've read a fair few of the old stuff. Like
Right.
I've read The Dark Wheel probably 10 or 15 times because of my obsession with Raxler. But yeah, like Tales of Life on Tales of Life on the Frontier and more Tales of Life on the Frontier. They're quite good reads, and don't know if they're considered canon or not though.
That's a really big problem, as far as I can tell from the conversations that I've heard that you and others have spoken about. That's a really big issue, isn't it? It's actually deciding not what's canon, but more what Frontier have chosen to use in this game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. And I'm drawing a blank.
May have something to do with your 35 minutes till midnight, but...
and the fact that I'm running on about 2.5 hours sleep.
Yeah, that could be a good point too. That's good. It's all good. Do you think that I think I noticed that most of anything to do with lore in the game seems to be locked away. You have to unlock systems to go and see these different places and
well, yes. There is actually mention in one of the books about the Thargoid homeworld, but I've searched and searched and searched, and it doesn't show up. So
you I was given to understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, because quite often I am, that the Thargoid homeworld is in which space? Is it not?
No.
No. Oh right, okay. I thought they lived there. I thought they lived in which space?
No, they operated mainly in witch space because, like, when a Thargoid would pull a human ship out of real space into witch space, because that ship wasn't set up for it, they'd just basically be stuffed.
Ah, right. Okay.
They'd prey on them, steal their cargo, destroy the ship, move on, sort of thing. No, as far as I'm aware, it's probably in the vicinity of like Barnard's Loop. Because
really?
It's unknown permit locked.
Ah, okay.
And if it's like the whole Arisian and Claxian Thargoids, if that's canon, then it'll make sense because Barnard's to Pleiades to Sol, that sort of progression. But
so what's it called? Barnard's Loop. Let's have a look and see. Is it actually on the galaxy? Is it just
that,
Barnard's?
Yeah. That big red loop that's near the bubble? Horsehead Nebula.
Oh, right. Okay, then. I can't see. Have you got a system where that is so we can have a look at it on there?
Oh, give me a sec.
Oh, wait, no, I can see it. I can see Barnard's Loop. Okay, it's all light. I can actually see it. Yeah, it's over here. Yeah. Okay, so this is where you think that the homeworld is, yeah? And is this because of the lore, or is this just your own personal theory, or...?
Well, this is my personal theory,
Right.
but
Okay.
I do believe it's mentioned somewhere because I wish I had my sources so I'd be able to cite them. But like there's mention in one of the old books about flying around Barnard's Loot was considered really dangerous because while you could make a heap of money, bloody the Thargoids were quite prevalent there.
Really?
So, yeah.
Now there's
That's
quite a few systems around the Horsehead Nebula.
that are permit locked.
Are they all permit locked? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You try and find one in there that's not. Good luck.
Okay.
Requires unknown permit.
Oh, it does. You're right. So how do you get in there then?
Huge
Have you been out here to look at this, or?
I've been close,
Right.
but I haven't been in. I got as close as I could get at the time. I think I was running this is early on when I first pretty much got into it. I had a Asp X with about a 35 light year jump range.
Right.
And yeah, I got as close as I could and went, yeah, no, screw this, and went about my day.
Well, this is interesting. It's not that too far away. It's only 1,500 light years away, isn't it? Which would kind of make sense if there was going to be some content there. Maybe in the future, it's not too far away from the bubble. I'm actually in Alpha Centauri, because that's where Hutton Orbital is. So that's just outside Sol. So we're saying 1,500 light years from Sol. Yeah. Yes, it does look like a sort of very interesting area. Is there any systems around here that you can get to, or are they all permit locked?
As far as I'm aware, they're all permit locked.
Yeah. Yeah, anything with Horsehead written on it is permit locked.
Yeah. It's just a blanket permit over the entire lot just to keep us out of there.
Here. Oh, okay, there's a system here called HD 37397 that I can see is fairly close. I don't think there's many more that gets as close as that. So that's quite interesting. Maybe that's worth a future look.
Possibly. Hang on. Do you remember? I can't remember the name, but it was an old sci-fi movie. I think it was a B grade, and the homeworld was Rigel or Rigel 7 or something. Do you remember that? Anything along those lines?
Say that again.
Rigel as a name of a planet in an old sci-fi.
Yeah, it does ring a bell. I've heard Rigel was the name of somebody in Farscape, wasn't there? The little dragon guy was called Rigel, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the little bloody wannabe Yoda gremlin.
Yeah. Well, there's a system really close to the nebula called Horsehead Dark Region FBX D1-18, and that's not thingy. That's not.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have just found a Star Wars. Not Star Wars. A Simpsons reference.
Really?
Yeah. There's a system called Rigel that I've just stumbled across on the galaxy map. And Rigel 7 is a planet, is the home planet of the Rigelians, including Kang and Kodos.
Oh, they're the green alien guys, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fantastic.
Ah.
I really do think, Rakeil, you should get in your Jumperconda and come out here, because this looks awesome. Have you been around here? Have you actually been out to see it?
What, Hutton?
No, this Horsehead Dark region.
I probably could.
I think you should. I think you should get out here and do a little video and upload it. It looks really good.
I've already got a video ready to upload. I've still got to export the damn thing.
Yeah. That's good though. Content's good. I like this.
Uh,
I think I'm going to bookmark this. This is interesting. So in the books, this is
Yeah.
so just to recap again, why is it that you think this area has got anything to do with the Thargoids again? Just because it says in the books it's a dangerous area to fly through?
Yeah, pretty much. You've also got the Pleiades isn't too far out from being in a line with Barnards. So, yeah, I don't really have an answer. It's just where everybody suspects it is.
Okay,
It's
so
mentioned in the old books, that sort of thing, and yeah.
okay, that's cool. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It does look very interesting. I think I'm going to take a look at that at some point.
And the unknown permit's just too trying to use words here that just don't want to play ball. Elusive. It's the wrong word, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, you need
because
to,
it's. Yeah, I need to focus up, you know.
No.
But,
I mean, you need a permit to get in there, is what I was going to say. So it would suggest that there's going to be some future content there.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
well, just the fact that it's called an unknown permit. That's why everybody's like, "Ooh, it's got to be Thargoids."
Maybe you need to go out there, and there might be a faction or something that you have to go and find there and gain the permit to get into that area. Can you imagine there being a Thargoid faction?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, in the Orion Nebula, there is actually an independent station. Did you know that?
It's an independent... Is this the one that's in an asteroid?
No.
No?
Well, it could be. But it's in the Orion Nebula, which is right near Barnard's.
Ah, I see.
It's a corporate tourism system.
Oh, I see. Okay, then. That's cool, then. So that's worth a look.
Yeah, the easiest way to tell is just go over to your map tab in your galaxy map, change it to allegiance, and mark them all except for none, and then just look around nebulas. You'll see a little yellow dot 9 times out of 10. I'm currently having a look through Barnard's. Unfortunately, I ain't seeing shit. Sorry, I'm trying to crack my jaw. I don't want to have to take more painkillers tonight.
Ouch.
Mm.
So, in the Pleiades, where all the action is right now, is that where originally all the Thargoids were, like, coming the first time? Because what, it's been about 200 years, has it, since the Thargoids first came here?
Yeah. I think that's just where it came to a head, because Jameson's Cobra crash site's out that way, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Pretty sure it is. And Jameson's the one that ended the Thargoid War. That's why there's Jameson Memorial in Shinrada Desra. And his daughter's an engineer, so...
Yeah, is this Laurie?
Yes.
Right, okay, yeah. So, I've not unlocked her yet, but I need to... Yeah, I need to get that sorted.
We need to get off our asses.
Yeah, go and take
just a little bit.
So do you think that there's still things maybe in the bubble that haven't been discovered yet? Do you think there might be something out there that's not found yet?
I would not be surprised at all, because it's getting rarer and rarer but you still do hear of people coming across moons and stuff that haven't been scanned inside the bubble. Like, the bubble isn't totally explored. It's just most systems have been visited and at least honked, but people generally go, "Ah, screw it, I won't bother because it's inside the bubble."
Right.
You know, they just expect it to have been totally scanned and catalogued and all that sort of jazz.
Do you think there's anything major in there? Or do you think you have to go further afield to find this kind of stuff?
I think any of the really big discoveries are not going to be in, because then why would people bother leaving?
Right, I get where you're coming from.
Let's go. Yeah. Ooh, let's go to Colonia. Yeah, no, screw that.
Right.
But it would not surprise me at all if like Raxler. I've had a theory for a little while now. Zahn and I came up with the theory. I do believe it was Zahn. If not, my bad. But come up with a theory that Raxler might actually be the name of like an ancient ship, like a Guardian's megaship. And I would not be surprised at all if it's on Triton in Sol.
Really?
That would piss everybody off because it's been permit locked since day one.
Right.
And you cannot land on it.
Okay.
Because there's got to be something there. They wouldn't just permit lock it for no reason.
Do you think it's like a kind of red herring thing, you know, where they permit lock certain things to make people think there's stuff there, and in fact there isn't?
I wouldn't think so. Because there is, there is some stations, some systems from lore that are permit locked. Like, you look at Polaris. Polaris was a major point during the Thargoid War. And it's permit locked. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to do is get in the Speckled Hen, my exploration vessel, and go and have a look about some of these places that you talk about. Maybe if we should draw up a list. Maybe we should draw up a list
of the name of that. You really do.
Speckled Hen, man, Speckled Hen. But maybe we need to draw up a list of places that we should go and visit and have a look at, and see if there's a way of getting into. Maybe we can get some of the other community. I know that everybody's been involved in getting new accounts recently because of the sales that are going on.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
Did you not get one? No, I didn't need. I don't need one, if truth be told. I want to do everything as I possibly can with the Baron, and not go off in different places. But yeah, I think if we can get some more people involved in, I'd certainly like the idea of going out to that Horsehead Nebula and having a look at that, the dark area, so to speak. Going to go and visit the dark side.
Oh, far out. Have you ever been to a nebula before?
Yes, I have. I've been to. I don't even know what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But when the first time I went out, which was about 5,000 light years from the starting place for Palin, I visited a nebula. I'll see if I can find it.
I bookmark that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm already looking at the one I visited now.
I don't bookmark very much. Well, I say I don't. I've got tons of bookmarks here, but I don't use them. I use them for like missions and things like that, you know. So it kind of tells me what's going on, but that's about it. Just having a quick look now because I remember where I headed out to, or what I might have gone to see. I think it was. No, it wasn't that one. I got a really nice picture of it. It was only a small one. It wasn't very big. Oh, that's it there. I can see it. Oh, I don't know. Lost it. It was the IC 4604 Nebula. That's the one that I saw.
Hang on a sec. I was out tabbed, to be honest. I see
4604. Do you want me to tell you a star near it? Does that help?
might do. Is it
Okay.
a big nebula or a little?
No, it's like a
nebula?
small one. I see 4604. Oh wait, let me type it out for you because that's a lot easier, isn't it? Let's do that.
I'm already looking at it.
Oh, you're already there. You go. You can see it. Okay.
Yeah, I just put in ice.
So that's the nebula that I've been out to, and I've got some lovely pictures of that. So, yeah.
I've been to that one.
Yeah.
A couple of times actually.
Yeah, it's good. It's fairly close. It's not too far away from the bubble at all. But when I was doing the 5,000 light year trip, I went to there, and it's got some nice stars that are like right in front of it, and I don't think it's got any stars that are actually in it, but they certainly are around it, so you can get some nice pictures. But that's the only nebula that I've actually been to. I haven't been to any more, but I do know there's more out there. Like I said, I've not really explored very much. So.
You got to get out there, man.
Yeah, I know. It's these other things that I want to try and do before I go and do stuff like that. But I did do it. I was out for what, maybe a week or two, I think it was. Maybe even, I think it was just a week actually, now I come to think about it.
Jesus, I didn't even go out for that long.
Did you not? Well, you got a ship that takes longer though. And the other thing as well is I was scanning a lot. I was scanning systems a lot. I was trying to get some exploration rank whilst I was out there. So,
yeah, I didn't really bother with. I honked if I saw a water world or a Earth-like. Yep, no worries. I'll scan that. But otherwise, I just moved on. Wasn't worth my time. I'm gonna go get the Conda. Screw this dolphin crap. I know what you're doing though. You want me to slow up so you can get your Corvette before I do.
No, not so. No. I am well on my way.
I'm aware. I can see your stream.
Streaming my way towards Hutton Orbital. We'll do a little victory spin to to celebrate flying towards the orbital.
Wait, does that still say 0.22 light years?
It says 0.17, but I mean my stream is probably about 30 seconds delayed, but so it'll come up in a moment. But yeah, it's about 0.17 light years. So we got another hour and a bit yet to go before I actually get anywhere near Hutton Orbital.
10 minutes, by the way.
10 minutes to get your Conda.
No.
Oh, 10 minutes until the time. Ooh.
Yeah. No, I'm not counting down. I'll just be like, there you go. There it is.
Yeah, great. Fantastic.
Just another day, mate. Just another day.
I hear you.
Were I working, I'd be going to work tomorrow.
Really? On New Year's Day?
Yeah. Triple time, man.
That's a good point you make.
And when you get paid $55, $60 an hour, yeah. Screw having the day off.
I understand where you come from.
There it is. Alright, taking bets. How many jumps do you reckon it'll take for me to get out to the Rigel star? Which is on my way to the Barnards. About halfway.
Everybody's saying Happy New Year to you, mate.
Oh,
Clubbed, I am doing it for the free Conda. You're absolutely right. That is what it's all about. Does anybody actually know where that started? You know,
I think it was just a thread on the forums or
Was
something.
it? Did somebody actually post up on the thread on the forums that you get a free condo when you go to Hutton Orbital?
Because I know FDevs acknowledged it. The guy who actually travelled out there full on believing that they'd be able to get a free condo from there. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, FDev actually gave him a condo because, why not?
Really?
You can probably look up the article if you want to.
No way! I can't believe that.
Oh god, not smoking sucks.
Hutton Orbital, free Anaconda. Let's have a look at that.
Come on, son. I don't have a son. That's not right.
Oh, come on, son. Ah, really? Okay, so somebody really fell for it. Okay, right. I see.
Yeah. See, I don't just dribble shit all the time. Sorry, I have to keep looking down at the fucking chat on my phone.
Okay, so I'm reading about some chap called Commander Speedy Bebop, who it took him 6 hours to get into Hutton Orbital. Normally it takes just over an hour, about an hour and a half sometimes. But he had internet problems.
Yeah.
He was in a Type 6, and he genuinely thought that it was an anaconda there.
I assume he hadn't had the system scanned, so he wouldn't have known that you can't actually land a conda there.
I first heard about it as a comment on a post talking about free ship skins. Well,
20-minute super cruise.
Yeah.
Elton Paul, are you going to? Are you doing Hayden runs from hip whatever it was to Hayden? That's what I was doing a while back. Good money. Yeah. 20 minutes is about the limit of my super cruising time. I lose my mind after that. That or I start watching YouTube and end up overshooting it by 2 or 3 light years.
What's the closest station? That's a good question, isn't it? There must be a station that you jump in and you just turn around and instantly all you do is, drop out a super cruise straight away.
I'm pretty sure the closest I've ever personally seen, I can't remember where it was, but it was like 61.61 LS from the drop.
Really?
Yeah. Other people might have found closer, but that's mine. Can't tell if the chat's updating or not.
It's a Reddit post. I've just reached Hutton Orbital and scanned for the mug beacon. How do I get this anaconda everyone's talking about? There's no shipyard, and there's no anaconda either. But there are lots of mugs.
Jesus Christ. Right, how many jumps was your guess out to Rigel?
Okay, to Rigel.
Yep.
So I am going. I don't even know where Rigel is. I want to look Rigel up. So let's have a look at Rigel.
Witch Head, well, right near the Witch Head Nebula.
Okay.
Rigel.
Oh. I've spelt it wrong. Spell it again. Romeo, Indio, Golf.
Echo and Lima.
Okay. Well, why did that not work then? Rigel. Oh, it's not coming up. Is it an actual system or?
Yeah, I'm locked onto it now.
All right.
It's just Romeo, India, Gamma, Echo, Lima.
Oh, do you know I wasn't fine of it? Okay.
Oh.
So 864.
Oh shit! I've had to tab out because my phone has gone dead, which means I can't keep an eye on the time. And my extension lead for my phone is currently out in the lounge room connected to the air conditioner.
So I'm going to say 30 jumps.
30 jumps, you reckon?
Yeah.
Ooh, from Shinrada.
Yeah, from Shinra, yeah.
You're half right.
60.
No, 15.
Oh, 15. Okay, right.
Oh, hang on. There you go.
An FDL. A free FDL when you reach Hutton Orbital Club. That's a really good idea.
Ooh. Yeah, the Rigel 7 planet from The Simpsons is actually a parody of one with the same name from Star Trek.
Oh, is this Ricer?
No. Rigel.
All right, okay, so it's not referring to Ricer, okay. It's entertaining, Elton, it really is. It's an entertaining trip. I used to make a lot of money doing the runs. I'll show you how that works so you've got a good idea. What you do is you go to Sol, and they give you these boom data delivery missions. Hey, Happy New Year!
Yeah, I can hear all my neighbours going off.
Hey! Happy New Year, Rakeil.
Woo! Now shut up!
May 2018 bring you all that you wish.
Do not give me that option.
Okay, anyway, so
that is a dangerous thing.
So these boom data delivery missions are just like any other boom data delivery missions, except you get a lot of money for them, as you can see. 3.5 million for that one, 4.3 for that one, 2.6 for that one. Yada yada, you know, yakety schmackety, and I got 20 of them. So you do a bit of board jumping, and you get 20 of these missions, and you literally just fly out to Hutton Orbital and hand them all in. And that will do two things: it will give you all that lovely cash, and at the same time increase my rank towards the ever wanting, needing Admiral. Fantastic. So, it is the new year for you now, Rakeil. That is it. You must now publicly on the stream announce some form of New Year resolutions, elite New Year resolutions. So this year, what is it that you are going to try to do?
Oh, see, that's a tough one, and you put me on the spot.
This year, I will become Rakeil, destroyer of worlds.
Does it specifically have to do with Elite, or can it be Elite related?
It can be Elite related.
I would like to actually develop a schedule that I can actually stick to with my own bloody channel and not go for a week or two without uploading that.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Well,
But,
your channel, your YouTube channel, is in the description. It's there for everybody to see.
Thank you.
So go over there, sub, friend, all the rest of it. because Rakeil's got some really good, interesting content. But please continue. So you want to try and develop your channel a bit more?
Yeah, that'd be good. But in game wise, geez, I don't know. Corvette. No. Crate fighter. I want to kill a Thargoid with the new fighter coming out.
So you're now you see that's more like you're looking forward. That's probably something that we can talk about actually. Is the stuff that's coming out. You've had so Elton has had a pirate NPC stick with him for 1,900 light seconds so far. Is he gaining Elton, or is he? Are you outrunning him?
Pirate?
Yeah, this is a pirate NPC.
Ah. I had to spoil it, didn't you?
Absolutely.
I was going to mention that I'm in my Anaconda. I wouldn't be much of a pirate though. I'd predict you and I'd die.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we got some things coming up, haven't we? We've got some big changes now, aren't we? That are going to happen in the game. So
yeah. Well, technically, it's Q1 of 2018 now. So
that's right. Where's the goddamn changes? That's what we all want to know.
Well, how long is it for you until it's New Year's?
Remember, we got to write
UK time.
Yes, UK time. It is 4 minutes past 2. So we got 10 hours yet. But yeah. But no, Happy New Year, Rakeil. So yeah. So what is it we got coming? We got engineering changes.
No, I'm not looking forward to that.
Are you not looking forward to the engineering changes? Are you one of those people who thinks that it's not going to be better? It's going to be worse?
Well, it could be better, but I quite like the fact that it had a risk to it. If anything, it needed more risk, like the potential for the engineer to break your drive. Because when you're prototyping new parts, it's not going to work every single time. It's going to break. And yeah, that's just me being pedantic with the immersiveness and shit like that. But you get what I mean.
I do. I think with this, people talk about, it's going to be bad, it's going to be good, it's going to be rubbish, etc., etc.
Well, it's taking away god rolls.
Well, it is, yeah, and they've already said they have said that some the changes they make, you will not be able to get anything as good as some of the god rolls that people have made. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But
that's why my 66 light year Conda is my baby.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
So, people talk about how it's going to be bad, it's going to be good, and all this. I think there's good things about it, and there's bad things about it. So, some of the bad things about it, I guess, if you've got a god roll ship, if you try to engineer that in any other way, you're going to lose the god roll that you've got. You just won't get as good as what it was.
Well, it's going to be attached to the part, so you'd have to just swap out the part for another one. But I'm just glad that they've decided to grandfather the old parts.
Yes. Yeah, because they could. Yes, that's true. They could have been a lot worse. You are right. They could have turned around and said, "Oh no. We're laying down the law on this one." Yeah.
Yeah, they could have been like, well, if new players can't get that good of rolls, you can't have them either.
Yeah. Yes, it could have been terrible for everybody involved. What interests me is, though, and this is just absolute speculation. So they're setting up something here that I think is very future-proof. So we're going from a very random system to a whole lot less random. I think people will have a lot more choice over what they can do, and that leaves it open to people going, okay, well, FDev are now going to start putting in some Thargoid technology because that's why the Thargoids have been around. So we're going to put some Thargoid stuff in now. I
actually have a speculation about that myself.
Okay.
Brave, I'm pretty sure it was Brave, and either way, it was somebody from FDev, has actually said that, you know, the Thargoid scouts, right?
Yeah, the itty bitty ones, the one in the crash site. Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ones that are reminiscent of the original Thargoids from the original Elite back in '84. We're going to see them in a slightly different form this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Whether that's them as fighters supporting a mothership, which would be my best guess. Player owned, best case, and worst case is we'll find them elsewhere, like broken in debris belts and shit like that.
So do you think
yeah.
we could actually see scouts flying around and
quite possibly? I think that they'll come in as like because Cyclopses are what threat 5, Basilisks are a threat 6, and Medusas are a threat 7. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The scouts, I wouldn't be surprised, would come in as like you might drop into a threat 6 thinking you're going to take on a Basilisk, and it might be a Cyclops with a wing of scouts.
Right.
You know, it could be.
So you'd have to deal
lines.
with the scouts and the swarm?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's why we're getting new ships.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, that interests me. But I think the point I'm making about those engineers, just to come back to it a little bit, is that the system they're putting in place now allows them to offer a whole lot more. So if you take, for example, multi-cannons.
Yes.
So already we know that they've produced these AX multi-cannons that you can buy, and they're really good against the Thargoids. Well, now you could kind of get that through the engineers, because from a storyline perspective, it makes a whole lot more sense that Palin turns around and goes, well, actually, I've done some development work, and I've spoken to Todd the Blaster, and he's produced, some add-ons now to your existing multi-cannons that will make them far more effective against Thargoids. That makes far more sense to me than, oh, we've produced a new line of multi-cannons that are good against Thargoids. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Honestly, they just need to be able to engineer them.
Yeah.
Rate of fire. Just make them basic, like more damage or rate of fire or lightweight mount, that sort of thing.
You see, that's the good thing. That's one of the good things about the new changes, is that you can now say, okay, well, I want to have corrosive, as opposed to me losing rep with my engineer. Yeah. I can now actually choose to have that option there, and that opens up a whole lot more possibilities for engineers in the future now, is because, it doesn't damage you to have the special stuff. It doesn't damage your rep with the engineer to have the special stuff. You can just pick the special stuff if you've got the materials for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to pay for it.
Oh yeah, you pay the material cost, but yeah, and then of course I think you will still need to go to the engineers to do that, but you can't do it through that other way. There's that other thing where you can just get a blueprint and use it at any station, but you don't get the special stuff.
Blueprint.
Yeah, you don't get the special stuff, do you? You just get, oh, I've got a nice new snazzy multi-cannon. Yeah. So yeah, but what I'm saying is that I like the idea that it opens up storyline options in the future for that kind of stuff. So all of a sudden, you've got a development in place, because it just makes more sense for me. I never quite understood. I understood that somebody would say, okay, well, now you're going to be able to purchase multi-cannons at AX. Well, I would have preferred to see that through an engineer. I would have preferred that, oh, you've got to go to this engineer to get your multi-cannons configured to fight Thargoids, rather than just buying them completely new,
Yeah. Or, like, the engineers that are actually involved with Aegis working against the Thargoids, I reckon they should get moved to, say, a megaship. And then that way, if you want to get your AX multi-cannons engineered, you'd go to the certain megaship and boom, there's Todd McQueen and Palin. You know, they're working together in a lab sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Or you go to a different one that could be Laurie Jameson and Felicity Farsi or whoever, you know?
Right.
I don't know what they do. Explosive FSDs. That's kind of cool.
Suicide FSD drives.
Well, it would make suicide winders a lot easier, wouldn't it?
I got 50 suicide kamikaze sidewinders. I think we were working out. Creed was on last night, and he told us how much money he'd managed to make in a sidewinder. I can't remember exactly what the amount was. I think it was so many 30 million or something like that. And he worked out that we worked out that his rebuy costs were about 1,500, and basically meant that he could rebuy his sidewinder 28,000 times.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so it was quite humorous. We were laughing at that, but yeah, that's a whole lot of ammunition.
Good God! Easy way to get to elite rank.
You're not wrong. It is an easy way to get to elite rank. I completely get where you're coming from. But yes.
Don't do that, kids. That's sneaky. and we can't be asked doing it.
Yeah, you did not hear it here because we did not do it. It's as simple as that.
No, I'm still stuck on 57% through combat. 57% master, I should say.
Yeah, my ranks are pretty abysmal, if truth be told, which is one of the reasons why I want to try and get a combat. So my combat rank is master, 16%. My trade rank is elite. My explorer rank is a measly ranger, 12%.
Oh, you're only single elite. I didn't know that.
I am only single elite. Yes, I am not anywhere else. The next one I want to try and get up is my combat rank, because that I want to try and do some combat bonds for the feds too, because that gets you engineers. So I got to get myself to dangerous, and I got to get some combat bonds, and then that'll get me a couple more engineers, and then I'll be a lot closer to unlocking them all. So yeah, that's the plan. So that is the reason why we are going to Hutton Orbital. It's part of the grand plan. Yeah, yes, that's the reason why I'm going to Hutton Orbital. Yeah. Sigh. Does anybody go to Hutton Orbital for just shits and giggles? Does anybody just go to Hutton Orbital just to enjoy themselves?
I considered doing it, and then I realised that I'd rather cut my own throat.
Does anybody go to Hutton Orbital just to stream it so people can watch me monotonously making my way across the universe?
Watch you talk to an Aussie and dribble shit for bloody an hour and a half.
That's the one. Just chill out and do nothing, you know. That is. I tell you what, it makes a lot of sense when you've got things to do. Yeah, Hutton Orbital is the way forward, because you can just set it and go, right, okay, I'm just going to bugger off now for an hour and go do something else, and then come back. Like look, I just met. Well, yeah, okay, maybe. Talked about my wife like that. So yeah.
At least you got one.
Oh, a cup of tea. Can't be a cup of tea. So yes.
What is your major one?
No. I have my own cup of tea, my own Doctor Who.
Oh fuck! It's a TARDIS-shaped mug, isn't it?
It's not a TARDIS-shaped mug. It's one of those
oh, thank God.
Sort of aluminium heat keeping flask things. I don't know what you call them. And it's got a big TARDIS on it, and it's good. It's all about the Doctor Who, man.
Fucking Whovians. Who's your favourite Doctor?
Oh, good
Oh,
God!
yeah,
You can't
know.
ask me that. You cannot ask me that.
It's like asking somebody who they voted for.
Oh, it's so difficult. Yeah, because people go on about Doctor Who and say, "Oh, I love Doctor Who," but most often than not, when people say they love Doctor Who, what they actually mean is, "I love the new Doctor Who, from Eccleston onwards." Yeah, I don't know anything about the previous Doctors. Yeah, and I certainly haven't watched any Doctor Who's that are in black and white. Yeah, that's what most people say. Whereas I have.
Yeah.
I've watched all of them. So yeah. So yeah.
Same here.
So yeah. So but I think the most I can do is give you a top 3, maybe. I think, and that's really pushing it, because I can certainly tell you which ones I like and which ones I don't like. But even then, that would be a lie, because I like all of them. So, I could say that I grew up with Sylvester McCoy. So I watched all of Sylvester McCoy's, and as a child, I was the one behind. So Abigail's saying, "Jodie, with it, let's wait and see." Did you catch the Christmas special, Abigail? Did you watch that? I'll have to wait and see if she answers. But I certainly like Sylvester McCoy. You've got to like Tom Baker, because he was brilliant. You've just got to. It's as simple as that. And I guess I'd have to say
when
that,
faced by perilous mortal danger, just offer them a jelly baby.
Exactly. Yes, just offer them a jelly baby, and it all fixes the problem. Best. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. It takes them totally off guard as well. Completely.
Yeah.
But I and then I suppose I'm going to have to say Tennant. Because everything was right. Everything was right about Tennant and his era. Everything was spot on.
I like Tennant. I kind of liked Matt Smith, but not as much as any of the others.
You see, you've got to talk. I mean, we'll talk about the new ones a little bit more, but the thing about Tennant was, you've got to understand the people writing behind him, and the people writing behind Tennant at the time was T. Davis, and Russell T. Davis had an enormous job. He had to make Doctor Who popular again, and Tennant was the man who did it. Don't get me wrong, Eccleston was brilliant. Tom Baker drinks Breaker.
Wait, hang on. I'm cancelling FSD for this. What was that?
Elton's just written in. Tom Baker drinks Breaker. But
hang on. Have they even started the Jodie Whittaker?
They have. The Christmas special has happened, and we have seen the generation from Capaldi to Jodie Whittaker. So, for those of you who don't want to know, turn off now, because there's a little bit of a spoiler. So the first words she says is, she looks in a mirror. Oh, there we go. Abigail's responding. Good sign. The old episodes. Abigail, I have met Peter Davidson. Yes, I've met at a Comic-Con. So.
Well, you are a dinosaur, so.
No. This was only 2 years ago. So, yeah. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah. I've totally gone off track. Oh yeah, so Tennant and was having his stuff written by Russell T. Davis, and whilst Eccleston was brilliant, I really did think. In fact, I really did think that Eccleston could have made a really big go of it, but he didn't want to be typecasted. He wanted to go off to Hollywood and do more stuff there. But
nobody's heard from him since.
Well, yeah. So. Far be it from me to cast any form of aspersions upon that fine actor's career. So then we got Tennant, and it just all fitted. The only problem with Tennant is, and this is my only thing that I have a problem with, is that it just didn't feel like old Doctor Who. We needed a bit more of the old stuff in there. Russell T. Davies had to kind of cut and shred some of the old storylines to make them fit with the new audience. you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the only thing that I got. You know, like when you saw the Cybermen, they weren't the old Cybermen. They were like an alternative universe Cybermen, which I get. I understand that the old Cyberman was still there somewhere, but he didn't do that. He just made his own, you know, and all the rest of it, you know.
Yeah.
And then along came Matt Smith, and Matt Smith was brilliant. He was like returning because, of course, Moffat was taken over then, Steve Moffat, and everything was good. We were going back to the old sort of Doctor Who. So it kind of worked. They'd established a Doctor Who audience, and now that Doctor Who audience could enjoy some of the older stuff in there as well. So that's the good thing about this. I really liked Matt Smith. And I really, really liked Capaldi too. I thought they were two really good actors. Really good actors.
I stopped about halfway through Matt Smith's run.
Really?
Yeah, just couldn't be asked with it anymore, to be honest. I've not watched. I tell a lie. I've watched a few episodes of Peter Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
Not interested in the slightest.
Yeah, see, he does get criticised, you know.
But I agree. It needed to go back to a serious Doctor for once, because they've had a few silly ones in a row. But
Yes.
But yeah, it didn't quite sit right with me. But that being said, I grew up watching VHSs of Tom Baker Doctor Who.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, like, to me, he is the be all end all. Like, when you say to somebody, "Oh, Doctor Who," the first thing that usually pops in their mind is guy with a big hat and a long fucking scarf.
7 years. 7 years he did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the longest running Doctor, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. Now, you see, this is a point of contention. So, you could turn around and say that Tom Baker was the longest running Doctor on television, and that would be true. But the longest running Doctor is Paul McGann, because the period between the film and then Eccleston is like 10 years, maybe even more. Actually, I'll have to check exactly. And at the time, McGann was doing audio episodes, so he was doing radio episodes, which are considered canon. They are considered Doctor Who canon.
That's sneaky.
It
I don't know if I can agree with that.
It's an interesting.
That's
so when
sneaky.
people say who's the longest running Doctor, the first thing that comes to mind is Tom Baker, because he did 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not technically true. Technically, it is McGann who is the longest running Doctor. So, you know.
Oh, what have we got?
Have we had somebody enter the channel?
Swanky.
Swanky, are you here? I can barely hear you, Swanky.
He's away from his mic.
Oh, are
He
you?
said C.
Oh, okay then. Hi
Wow.
Swanky, you okay?
Por favor.
Swanky, we're streaming right now, so say hello to everybody and say Happy New Year to Rakeil.
Hello and Happy New Year to Rakeil.
It's too early in the morning for this shit.
We're discussing Doctor Who, Swanky. We're discussing who your favourite Doctor is and why.
Oh, don't get him started.
The new one's pretty hot.
Jodie Whittaker. So, you see now Jodie Whittaker, right? So Christmas special, Capaldi turns into Jodie Whittaker. The TARDIS goes flying all over the place. There's sparks and all the rest of it, like every bloody time. And they seem to regenerate. Something goes wrong with the TARDIS. It's all flying all over the place. And she looks up, she looks into the screen, and she sees her reflection. Yeah, and her first words in Doctor Who are, "Oh, brilliant." Now, if you are a Doctor Who fan, she's quoting Tennant. That was Tennant's thing. Tennant would go, "Oh, brilliant," like that, yeah? And that's what she does. First thing she does is quote a previous Doctor. So hats off to you, Jodie. Spot on. Well done, writers. You've already got me interested. Yeah. So, yes, I'm well looking forward to the new Jodie Whittaker.
Well, the day that she becomes or he becomes a ginger will be the last Doctor.
What have you got against gingers?
It'll be that'll be the last doctor. You know it.
Have you heard that, Rakeil? Have you heard what he's saying?
He can't see me, but I'm shaking my head at him.
Well, it's
I'll
the whole
remember
soul
that,
thing.
Swanky.
He'll have no soul. He'll be the last reincarnation. There's no way he can regenerate.
We have plenty of souls, thank you. I keep them in jars under
Yeah,
my
that's
bed.
what I was about to say. You have him hidden in jars behind your pillow.
He has many. How old is the Doctor? He's about 1,500 years old, is he? 1,500 years old?
Well,
No, he's
yeah,
getting up there.
time is relative.
Now, that's a really good question. Here's a really good question. You need to know your shit for this, yeah?
Oh, God.
Um,
Well, I
so,
don't know
of the
shit.
Doctor's incarnations, which one is the oldest? Which
In terms
one
of their
has...
appearance?
No, not at all, no. Which one has been around the longest?
Well, it'd have to be Baker, wouldn't it?
No, it's not. No.
Day of the Doctor?
No.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know. It just
Baker,
feels like
Day of the Doctor.
the Doctor was probably the longest Doctor.
No. He's certainly been around a long time, but at the time of Tennant,
War Doctor?
good question and a good try, but it's not true.
Damn.
Yeah. So at the time of
Just tell us.
Tennant, we know he's about 900 years old. Yeah. Because he mentions it over and over again. Matt Smith's Doctor has been around for 500 years. So Matt Smith's Doctor is 500 years old.
Relationship with the Matt Smith Doctor, because I got back into Doctor Who, and I watched it before Tennant when it was what's his name for that short duration. And
Eccleston.
And then when Tennant left and he's like, I don't want to go, and then Matt come around and I was like, I hate you. It was all, at first it was dry. I couldn't really get into it. And just like, I hate you. You ruined it. Come back and you ruined it. I hate you. Well, then I got to liking him. Then he became one of my favorite Doctors because of the whole the River Song saga, and then the whole rift and
yes. Do you know what, Swanky? I never got that. I never figured that out. The twist happened, and I was stunned. I had friends who called it, yeah, but they never said it to me. They said it to other friends, yeah. And when it happened, when the twist happened with River Song and everything, I never saw it. I never saw it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
No.
I wasn't anticipating it, so they got me there. But the whole daughter-mother, the River Song being married to the daughter of what's her face, and just like, what?
Yes.
I was trying to figure it out. But when you start to, by the time I got to the end of it, I had to go back and rewatch the whole damn thing again, because once I realized everything and the rift and how the end was the beginning,
Yes. Yeah.
and all that shit, and I was just like,
Well, the whole
holy fuck
thing.
me, how did I go through this
Yeah.
whole show?
The whole
Did not
thing
pick
with
that up.
River, was brilliant. The whole idea that they kept meeting each other across their individual crossrooms. She was going one way and he was going the other.
backwards.
Yeah, that was a pure genius. It really was pure genius. And then we found out, of course, that she'd been a lover of the Doctor's for a while, and she'd been.
What did the Doctor say? He said that the sun sets on that planet.
Yes,
lasted for
between
like 40 years
the
or
singing
something.
stones. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So then we find out that Capaldi is her Doctor. So the Doctor she's talking about is actually Capaldi. Yeah, which is kind of cool. But I always remember in one of Capaldi's episodes, I can't remember what it is. He talked about the whole Mozart story, about how one chap likes Mozart, and he's listening to Mozart, and he finds a way of going back in time to meet Mozart. So he goes back in time, and Mozart's having problems writing his, whatever his symphonies. So the guy helps him out, and he says, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? Because, of course, the guy knows what Mozart's going to write. So Mozart ends up writing the stuff because the guy's helped him out. And that's not the head fuck. The head fuck is, where did the guy actually get the information from in the first place?
Well, it's a paradox.
Yeah, it's a paradox, totally. And they played on that quite a lot. So the whole River Song tells Matt Smith that the Doctor she knew could open the TARDIS with a click of her fingers. Or was it Tennant that she told that to? I can't remember now. Yeah. But, the only reason why he opens the TARDIS with a click of the fingers is because she's told him. So where did she get that information from? You know what I mean? So it's kind of...
The journal with the spoilers.
Yes. And that's one of the cool things about Doctor Who is that you've got all this wonderful merchandise you can go out there and buy. And you can buy the River Song diary. You can actually go out and buy it.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Wasn't it River as her future self that was breaking out of jail that found the diary about the shit and was traveling backwards in time to keep meeting him? So it was pretty much like the beginning of her life, acting as a criminal, and as she grows older, as she goes backwards in time.
Yes, and then you find out, of course, that she's, the daughter and everything. But there's a hidden agenda there as well, because, she gives Amy so much information about the Doctor. There's a reason why the Doctor can't travel all alone, because when he does, he becomes a monster. He becomes this terrible. Because that's the time. That's the riddle of the times, and that was mentioned.
Ultimate power.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
He would have no morality.
Yes.
He would not have anything to compare his morality.
Exactly. Yes, it is. And this is the thing about the Time Lords. I always remember an old episode of Sylvester McCoy's where the Master is with him, and the Master turns around to Ace and says, "Do you know who you're traveling around with? No. Do you really know who you're traveling around with? Do you really want to know the history of the Time Lords?" And Sylvester McCoy's good Doctor's like, "No, don't. Shut up now." Yeah, because the truth is that the Time Lords were a terrible force to reckon with. They used to hold games where they would suck people out of time and put them in these massive arenas and have fights.
Like the Q on Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, they had battle zones on Gallifrey. They had battle domes on Gallifrey where they would have these warriors from all different timelines fight it out amongst themselves for their entertainment. Yeah, but much like a sort of Roman civilization, if truth be told. And it was only until
Q had his son on Voyager. Oh my God.
Yeah. So even when when the likes of Rassilon were around, it was Rassilon really who turned things around. Rassilon was the first Time Lord to force the Time Lords to have regenerations, because before then, Time Lords lived forever. When they died, they just regenerated, and there was no limit to having,
reincarnations.
Reincarnations. There was no limit. It just carried on living, and it was Rassilon who figured out that was a curse and not so much a blessing. Yes, Elton, Ace was hot. Sophie, what was her name? Sophie. I'm going to have to look that up now.
Talking about the clicking of the fingers thing.
Yeah.
Didn't William Hartnell do that?
Hartnell didn't open the TARDIS with the clicking of his fingers. No, he had a key. Sophie Aldred was Ace, and yes, she was hot. And she went on to become a children's presenter on the BBC. So that's what she did after Doctor Who. Yeah, he had a key. He had a very specific key. And I think there's a definitive connection between Doctor Who and H.G. Wells, because there's quite a bit of evidence to support it. To begin with, obviously, H.G. Wells wrote a book called The Time Machine, And in this book, this guy obviously travels around and he gets to see, all the different places and from different timelines, and goes on an adventure. And he literally takes a lever out of the time machine, and the time machine won't work unless this lever is plugged into the time machine. So that's what's in the book. But the biggest thing that connects this book with Doctor Who is that there are no names. The only names in it are the people from the future that he encounters. All the way through the book, he is simply referred to as the Professor. And the book starts off with him and several other people sat around a table, and he's telling them his story. He's telling them where he's been and how he's been into the future and all this. And nobody's names are mentioned. They're just referred to by their professions. So he's the professor, and you've got the lawyer and the accountant and all of this. Yeah, and I think very much there's a connection there that the original writers of Doctor Who just referred to as the Doctor, So that's my...
Well, and then you had the Master as well.
The Master, yes. Well, they are. There's that connections there. If you think about all the Time Lords, there's very few of them that are named. Quite often, not when you meet them, they have different. So there is the Rani, yeah. There is the meddling monk, yeah. The Master, yeah. So they're not always named. You quite often find that they've got their own. The chaplain, the chamberlain, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose really, when you've lived 1,500 lives, 1,500 years, names become a pretty meaningless thing. Something that always ran through Capaldi's stories was the Forever Girl. I can't remember her name now, Aelia or something her name was, the Viking girl, and he put a chip in her to bring her back to life, and in fact what he actually did was repaired her. So every time she aged, she just got repaired. And she lived forever, and he kept on meeting her through his timeline. Yeah, and he says, "Oh, how you doing, Aelia?" And she was like, "Who's that?" And he says, "Well, that's your name." And she goes, "Oh yeah, after you've lived as long as I have, you kind of forget what your name is."
Well, realistically, if you lived for 1,000 years, all the people that originally knew you by your name, well and truly dead. So, if you don't hear people referring to you by your name, you will forget it over time.
Well, if
You'd
you
have to change your name, you'd have to blend in every 100 years or so. You would have to change your alias.
if you live for 1,000 years, is there not a danger of dementia?
I don't know. Don't know.
See, that was the thing with the Time Lords. They became decadent because they lived for so long. Time to them was nothing. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Whereas we humans, they often described as the humans' flame burns the brightest because it burns the least. So when you've got time on your hands and time is fleeting and it's flickered away through your fingers, you want to do more with it. Whereas the Time Lords didn't. They became decadent. That was their problem. That's why the Daleks became so powerful, because the Time Lords didn't do anything about it. Who's your least favourite Doctor?
Ooh. See, I don't really have a least favourite Doctor, to be honest. Maybe Capaldi, because I couldn't get into it. We'll go with that.
Yeah. What about you, Swanky?
I don't know. I haven't seen all of the episodes, the older ones, to make that determination.
Okay, so my least favourite is Patrick Troughton. I got headaches watching Patrick Troughton. It's a shame, really, because he was quite a good doctor, yeah, but yeah, I didn't enjoy the Patrick Troughton here, that's all. No dementia if your brain regenerates. Good point, Elton, but we're talking about human beings. Yeah, I can understand that somebody like the Doctor wouldn't happen because, you know, they're Time Lords. They're all about time. They understand time in a way that other people don't. So their mind is, you know, I think in a way a Time Lord is so connected to time that the reason why they're so quirky is because they're perceiving time from lots of different angles. Do you remember when David Tennant gets introduced to Mickey, and he always refers to him as Ricky, and he's like, "No, my name's Mickey." And then there was that thing where they go to the alternate timeline where the the Cybermen are, and Mickey's alternate self is called Ricky. You know, Abigail, I've met Colin Baker. Colin Baker is far more interesting than Peter Davidson. I can tell you now.
Oh, and Elton, thanks for subbing to mine. Seriously,
Patrick Troughton was God. Do you know what? Don't get me wrong. I am totally and utterly biased about all the Doctors. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed watching them. But the reason why I say that Patrick Troughton didn't do it for me is because he spent a lot of time running and shouting, "Zoe! Jamie!" That's pretty much how every episode went. Yeah.
It was a bit camp, wasn't it?
It was just the same thing over and over again. There was times when he was brilliant, like when they dealt with the Wotan computer and stuff like that. Yeah, it was great, you know, because he was like, "Oh, I know lots about, you know, computers and things like that." He beats this computer that's on a warpath by asking it a question, and he just goes, "Why?" And the fucking computer just blows up because it can't comprehend why, you know. So, you know, I get it. You know, I get these moments when he was just sheer genius. And I suppose really he didn't really have a lot to go off because all he had was the wonder of William Hartnell beforehand, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it was still quite open back then. Yeah.
Well, I'm still a Baker fanboy, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Did anybody like John Pertwee? I like John Pertwee.
Was he fifth?
No, he was third.
Third.
He was the action Doctor Who. So he had martial arts. He had Venusian martial arts, Venusian karate, and all this kind of stuff. His first words when he got changed into Doctor Who, when he became John Pertwee, he looks in the mirror, wiggles his eyebrows, and goes, "Ah, look at those eyebrows. They'd be perfect in I think it was Mercury. They'd be perfect in Mercury, where they talk to each other using their eyebrows." So yes.
I do need to sit down and watch all the classic stuff again.
Oh, there's so many of them. And I tell you, I didn't just watch them. I watched them and then the documentaries about those episodes too. So yeah, I've got a vast collection. Yeah.
Didn't the BBC or somebody actually dig out a couple of the lost episodes
in Africa? Yes, not far away at all. That there is, there are a lot of, yes, indeed, Alan, Ninja Who. You're right. There are the lost episodes. they talk about the lost episodes that they just don't have anymore because the BBC needed the tape space to do other things, and they never thought about keeping them. They never thought that people would want them, so they just taped over them. When you collect these, the series, when you collect the DVDs or the Blu-rays, whatever, there are episodes where they only have the sound, so they had to put animations to the sound. So you get the episode, but you only get the sound of it because that's all they have. So there are still episodes that are lost. There are episodes that only partially got filmed, and you have to kind of, learn the bits in between, So there's quite a few of those too. So trying to get the full collection of Doctor Who is a complete nightmare. But it's all there,
Do you know if they've digitized the recently found stuff yet?
No, not yet. The stuff in Africa they did. They did those. They produced those and bring them out because what they had previously, like I said, was sound stuff, and now they actually have the footage for it. So
awesome.
There's still stuff out there. I mean, if you found in some old
cinema or something,
if you found like a tape with a Doctor Who episode on it, that is worth a fortune. Because collectors want that. You know what I mean? There are serious Doctor Who collectors out there. Serious collectors. We're talking about the world's oldest science fiction series.
Honestly, if I found something like that, I wouldn't sell it. I'd give it to my cousin.
And what would he do with it? She would do with it.
She is literally the biggest Doctor Who fan I know of.
Wow.
And she's had a really rough go of it in her life, so I think she would deserve it.
Well, that's very kind of you. That's very nice of you, mate.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. It's wonderful that you have brought in, gone streaming into streaming into the new year with a positive notion like that. It's fantastic.
Well, we're on stream, so I can't bring out all the negatives.
And speaking of stream, we are 6,000 light seconds from Hutton Orbital. Oh, I'm so excited.
You just can't hide it.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I was actually playing Elite.
I know, isn't it? We've had loads to talk about. Did you know this time has just flown by? I did not think that a Hutton Orbital stream would A, be so popular, and B, have so much to talk about. So that's fantastic.
Well, it was like 20 minutes of Elite and then an hour and 10 minutes of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was more about Doctor Who than it was Elite. But that's okay because it's science fiction. It's all right. It's good. We're okay. It's good. It all connects. It's all interlinked.
Hang on. This isn't Doctor Who related, but it is sci-fi related then.
Go on.
Have you ever seen The Last Starfighter?
Yes, I have seen The Last Starfighter.
Oh, greatest B-grade movie of all.
What's the name of the gun at the end? The
Death Blossom.
The Death Blossom. That's it. Yes. I knew it was something to do with flowers. Yeah.
I actually still have a copy on VHS. Wait for it. In its paper case.
Wow.
I've also got a couple of spaghetti westerns in the same condition, but I'm sure you just don't want to know about those.
Indeed, Elton, I will not die of boredom. As you can clearly see, I'm whisking my way closer to the orbital as we speak. I will be landing.
He's got me to talk to. He's fine.
Yeah, I will be landing. Like I say, I will land it. I'm going to attempt to land, cash in my missions, see how far along the rankings that's got me, and then demand my free Econda.
Well, I'm in. Actually, you're in. Are you in Creed's private group? Yes. Have a quick squizzy at your galaxy map and see where I am.
Well, wait there a moment. I'm just gonna bring myself in now to Hutton Orbital, and then I'll slow down and all the rest of it. Oh, Elton says he has he has what you call it, a copy of the Last Starfighter.
Ooh. Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
That's the one where he starts off on an arcade machine, and the arcade machines
Yep.
are like ways of recruiting starfighters from around the galaxy.
Yep.
Is that right?
Centauri, he comes down and goes, "Ah, my boy." Fucking awesome movie. Literally the first planet I searched for in the galaxy map when I first got into Elite was I looked for Ryloth.
Really?
I wanted to see if there was a Ryloth. Couldn't find one,
Okay.
but I was hoping. Oh, would you hear that? The police helicopters flying over. Yay,
Okay.
New Year's.
So, here we are in Hutton Orbital. So we're now going to have a look at the map because we need to find out where Rakeil is. Let's have a look and see where he is. I can't even see. You must be really far out, mate. Where are you?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
1500?
Oh my god. Okay, so we got... Oh, you're really near Bernard's Loop, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about to drop in at the tourist center.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. There's a lot of stars around here, isn't there?
Oh shit, it's actually in the ring, I think. Which sounds really bad. Oh, fuck, I need my painkillers. Oh shit, it's on the other side for once. No!
Yeah, that is interesting. There's a lot of stars there. They're all bunched together, aren't they? That is interesting.
Yeah, I can explain those away for you. What those are, right?
Yeah.
Is those stars in those really dense little just streams. There's a few of them about.
Mm-hmm.
They are real stars. They are
Really?
real exact coordinates for the real stars. Because those corridors are where the Hubble telescope's been pointed for like 6 months at a time. That's why there's so much detail. Oh Jesus, this place is literally inside the asteroid belt.
Cool.
For once. Suppose I better not chuck a mem and I better request docking.
Nice one, Rakeil. Okay.
And I got auto dock. Beautiful.
Oh, we're gonna have a look at the mug first.
Hang on.
Let's go look at
Am
the
I
mug.
there?
The mug.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to have it.
We're gonna have a look at the mug. Let's go in there.
Oh, I am in there. Oh, I did have a thought recently.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, it did hurt. It did hurt. No, you know how I think I've mentioned to you in the past how the jump drives in Elite are a hybridization between human and Thargoid tech.
All right.
Yeah. The capital ships, when they drop in and out, they have the same sort of wake as a Thargoid ship.
Yes, I've seen a Thargoid jump. The thing goes all like sort of wavy, and you just sort of disappear, don't they? I have seen that.
Yeah.
So I have not seen a capital ship though. I've not seen a capital ship jump in.
Oh, it's awe-inspiring.
Is it really?
Is. Oh yeah.
Wow, okay.
When you see a Farragut pop in, it's fucking insane. I'll probably find you one.
Okay, so we almost just headbutted the tourist beacon. But there we go.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
handy.
let's have
At
a
least
look
you'll
at
know where it
Silver
is.
Many commanders see it as a rite of passage to visit Hutton Orbital. Make sure to buy a souvenir mug while you're here. We will be buying more than one souvenir cup.
Oh, do you have a plan for that mug? Or mugs?
I don't yet, no.
Oh, damn.
Why?
I just thought you had something exciting planned, but you let me down yet again.
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Tinfoil
couch
shield engaged, says Elton. I completely agree. We hasten to add this is all our own speculation. It's not in any shape, fashion got anything to do with what's actually happening in the game. We hope it does, because then we can say, hey, we called it. And Rakeil will be like, I so called it, guys. And we got it on stream as well. Here we are in Hutton Orbital. So we're just
Yeah, I'm just curious if the capital ships jump drives are just directly taken from, say, Thargoid motherships. And that would make sense. That, you know how the fleets kept getting attacked with the capital ships?
Right.
Yeah.
You mean they were going off the signature of the...
Yeah.
Right, okay, of the drives, so to speak.
Yeah, and that would make sense because the Alliance hasn't been attacked yet.
Yeah, a lot of people do say that. A lot of people say it's very interesting that the Alliance have not been attacked. I'm saying that, I think there's been a couple of stations that have been attacked that weren't Aegis, but the vast majority of them have been Aegis, haven't they?
Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me at all that Alliance probably won't get attacked by Thargoids directly. Because at the end of the first war, and I'm going to adjust my law monocle and tap out my pipe.
Don smoking jacket!
It's too hot. And my glasses are out in the living room, so I'm not getting up for those. Well, at the end of the first Thargoid war, the Alliance, in all their stupidity... damn it, Elton. I don't even have that skin. Yeah, at the end of the first Thargoid war, the Alliance, in all their stupidity, gave the Thargoids the vaccine to the mycoid. And
so...
in return...
Right, okay.
In return, the Alliance was gifted a Thargoid ship.
What?
Hmm.
Right, hold on. Just rewind a moment.
Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah, go on.
So first of all, how do you know this?
I read a lot.
No, I don't want that. Where did you get this piece of information? Yeah.
Do you want me to look it up and tell you exactly?
If you could, I'll tell you why I'm asking, mate. All right, I am not in any way, shape, or fashion casting any aspersions upon you or your knowledge. What I am simply trying to get out there is that I see a lot of people talking a lot of shit about Thargoids and a lot of fucking stuff about lore, and it comes from some forum thing they read somewhere, that has absolutely no bearing upon the actual details of any lore and everything, And so I want to make sure that if you're going to make any sort of claim like that, that those who might be watching or indeed see this stream from now will have a place maybe to be able to refer back to for further information. Because that's a big claim you're making. That's a big piece of information.
Yeah, I'm Googling. I'm trying to find the page.
Elton's gone, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I changed my browser, so I lost all my bookmarks. I got rid of Chrome and my computer runs like a fucking top now.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so while you're doing that, we're just going to claim in all of these missions now. So at the moment, we are on 85%. I don't think it's going to go very much, but we'll soon see. So we got that one. You can see the money totting up now. That's good. That's another one. Incoming mission critical message. Some more.
Incoming mission critical message. Incoming mission critical message. Incoming mission critical message.
That is it. All delivered. Up to 821, so we went from about 775 to 821. And we have got up to 92% post-captain.
Oh, you're getting there.
So that's an increase of 7%. 8 more percent, and I will be the Admiral. And whilst we're here, we might as well do some of these donation missions, because they can only help. There we go. There's one. Any more? Oh, there's one.
Incoming message.
And there's another. That's enough there. Let's see what else got us up to. We are 94% up. That's fantastic. Really got all this one down there. Let's go. Oh, we got a couple here as well. So all this new money that we just gained, we're just going to blow it all on paying government officials and corporate such and suches. Yeah.
Shit, why not?
Yeah. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't really want to push these ranks up. I want to push these ranks up here because they're feds. So there we go. That's all good. Okay, let's go have a look and see. The Hutton mug. There's 33 Hutton mugs available for sale. Okay, we're going to buy. How many have we bought? 19 of them. There we go. We've got 19 Hutton mugs. Oh, there's gin here too. I forgot there was gin. Okay. Where's my goddamn free conda?
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Did you find it, Rakeil?
Still looking.
Still looking.
I found the timeline.
All right. Okay.
It was 3100s at some point.
That's very interesting, though. You know, they had a what you call it
Well, they ended up with quite a few.
They ended up with more than one? Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
captured ones. And that's where the jump drives came from.
I see, okay. Well, it makes a lot of sense. So we're going to go out the ship and take a few pictures, I think. Here we are. Oh, do you know what I should have done?
Oh, there you go. 3253.
Yeah.
Official peace between Independent Alliance and Thargoids is established when the captured vaccine to the INRA's mycoid virus is stolen from a secret INRA base and delivered by the crew of the Argent's Quest to the Thargoid home system of Murak. The first Thargoid warship ever to be flown by a human arrives in Alliance space.
No.
Yep. And, right under that, 3255, relations between Thargoids and humanity become more amicable as both species begin exchanges of technological and cultural ideals. Would you like me to send you... I'll just send you the link to this.
Yes, please do send me the link, and I would be happy to put that in.
Do.
Yes, we'll put that in the in the description.
Jesus, my ankle's killing me. Oh, I tabbed back to the game like a moron. I am going to bookmark that myself so I don't lose it again.
There you go. That has now been put into the description in case people want to have a look at it. So this is all to do with the Alliance and Alioth, is it? Is that what it is? Is that
Aloth.
Aloth, okay. So
do you remember where I said I was out looking for Mick Turner's ship? Do you
yes, I remember you saying that, yes.
Yeah, that is the Turner's Quest.
Oh, yes, Argent's Quest and Turner's Quest. Yes, I remember you saying this now, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay, so it's head to Aloth and have a look. Yeah. That is interesting. Fantastic. I do like that.
But that's one of the crackpot theories I came up with was because the Alliance had so many Thargoid ships that were captured, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch. Yeah, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for them to use those as a in a false flag operation to weaken the Empire and the Federation, so they could just steamroll them.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think that's very interesting. What's going on then? You know, it begs the question: what happened to those vessels? Do you think the Alliance have got like Thargoid tech, and they're not sharing it with the rest of the guys?
You know damn well they would.
Yeah. That is very interesting indeed. I think that is an absolutely spiffing and perfect point to end the stream. On a cliffhanger, as they say. How Doctor Who of us to leave the stream, this particular video. So thank you very much, Rakeil, for your company and indeed your expertise and your information and lore. And thank you to everybody else who has been here and watched us, Elton, Abigail, the rest of you, whoever you may be there. I think there's quite a few of you really that came and had a look. I do implore you to like the video and subscribe, and also if you look in the description of the video, there is a link to Rakeil's channel as well. Get over there, subscribe and like him too. He's a jolly spiffing guy. So once more, Happy New Year to you, Rakeil, and indeed any other Australians who may be watching. And we'll see you very soon. And remember, they'll never take the skies from us.
Oh, God.